Hey guys, hope everything's going well. I'm just going to do this quick video on Andy Hoffman's meltdown on the SGT report. It was last week where he just lost his cool, and then shortly a week after that, it's actually 2 weeks ago, I believe, and then a week after that, he was no longer with Miles Franklin. I believe Miles Franklin let him go, partly because of that interview. But I do want to get into Andy Hoffman, like meltdowns, and also some of my past experiences that I had with Andy Hoffman. So Andy Hoffman was generous to like do podcasts with me. And he seemed like a cool guy in the beginning, but then what ended up happening was in one of the podcasts, I just read a question from this guy. He trades. He's a professional trader, and he was basically talking about the silver shortage BS story, right? And I didn't know too much about it, and then I figured out, okay, the stories that the silver community is coming up with is purely BS, right? There could be shortages in actual markets, which would cause prices to go higher. That's totally different than some of the stories they were running with. And I just read this one guy's question, and then Andy Hoffman just flipped out. I don't know if I still have that audio, but if I do, I may just put that back on. So he lost his cool. He flipped out. I interviewed him maybe 1 or 2 times after that, but then I realized, like, you know what? Maybe I should step away from interviewing a bunch of these guys. And that's what I started to do, stop interviewing them in general. And there's this other guy, Cyrus992, I believe his channel. I don't know if he still does videos. But he interviewed Andy Hoffman. And Andy Hoffman just ripped him like crazy, right? And he just lost his cool. And this was, what, 2013, 2014? And the thing is, like, my channel was somewhat big back then. Cyrus' channel, not as big as mine at that time. And, but I don't know if those clips went back to Miles Franklin. I do remember that another guest of mine, Jordan Roy Byrne, he actually produces good content, right? The reason why I think that he produces good content is because he truly believes what he's talking about, right? And he does technical work, he does fundamental work. Isn't necessarily right all the time, but it's at least genuine. So if you look at that, at Jordan Roy Byrne, I believe Andy Hoffman just started criticizing him for no apparent reason. Jordan Byrne said that gold is going to go down even further, right? And it did go down further. And Andy Hoffman says that he's a nobody, he's this, he doesn't know that. It was just an irrational rant about Jordan Roy Byrne. I mean, Jordan got a few more subscribers because of that rant, but Miles Franklin had to apologize for basically that type of behavior. And I believe that article was taken down from the Miles Franklin website. I do believe that that article is still out there. Maybe like sites like Kitco or something, because Andy Hoffman still used to publish with some of these websites. He may still publish it. I don't know. But put that aside for now. So he has had meltdowns, or not meltdowns, but you could say that he has lost his cool. So if he lost his cool back then, but he kept his job. But what was the difference this time? This time is SGT report, right? It's a huge website. It generates thousands of views on their YouTube channel. And my work used to be regularly covered on the SGT report. Now it's not. I mean, the reason why is because I don't get views. Simple as that. And the interesting part about the SGT report is that Congress last year basically was going after Russian propaganda websites, right, which is clearly stupid. But for some reason, the SGT report was on that, based on what I remember, which is crazy, okay? I don't think he's a Russian propaganda artist, right? Some people say I don't like that website, but never have I heard he's a Russian propaganda individual. But getting back to the topic. So, in terms of Andy Hoffman losing his cool on the SGT report, right? And the thing is that they usually get along really well. I haven't seen them argue with each other, this and that. He just lost his cool because Sean brought on, I guess, Lynette Zhang. Don't know too much about her, but she's talking about Bitcoin and some sort of blockchain going on in China, about the ACH chain. Once again, haven't gotten into it. But Andy Hoffman was just ripping left and right. He's saying, like, we got to stop with these conspiracies left and right. It's hurting people. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, this guy used to talk about all these conspiracy theories all the time. So what has happened now? I mean, sure, views have changed. My views have changed. But he was just, like, flipping out on the SGT report. Now, this is what somebody told me. I'm not going to mention his name. I cannot prove this. But he told me that the gold and silver company used to pay the website that I was just talking about. So the company that Andy used to work with, somebody told me, so I have to be careful on how I say this. Somebody told me that that company used to pay the website that Andy was just interviewed on. Can I prove that? No. But I'm just saying, Andy Hoffman got canned. Not canned. I don't know if he got canned, but he no longer works for Miles Franklin right after that SGT report interview. You have to ask yourself, is that just coincidental that it happened on the SGT report? Now, I'm not saying that this company is paying the SGT report. I'm just saying that this is what I was told. So think what you want. All I know is Andy Hoffman does not work for Miles Franklin anymore. And the Bitcoiners and the gold bugs are turning against one another, which is quite interesting. Anyways, guys, I'll talk to you later. And yeah, follow my articles on Seeking Alpha. All right, see you. Bye.